Hello there, welcome back to the Golden Horde. Last time we slaughtered Muscovy, or almost did. Novgorod got itself some more provinces, and as you can see here, there's, well, still more work to be done. I'm a little bit unsure if I want to take the risk of fabricating some claims here, but I think I want to fabricate claims on Yaroslav, Vladimir, and Kostroma, and basically take those three provinces also next time we find Muscovy, and basically hand them over to Novgorod once I can. I'm also a little bit unsure if I actually want to keep back around and basically use them to well, eat Chagatai, but I think I'll just conquer and core the area as it is and basically just snake my way to China and Ming. Basically see what we'll do then. Japan is also another interesting target here, but I'm a little bit uncertain. I also have forgotten to check if there's an achievement for westernizing as a horde, but I think there actually is, so probably see some westernization attempts too in this setup. But as you can see here, I need to reform my government. I can actually westernize, so going to be interesting, especially since I will have a ton of rebels and probably take 30 years. But let's face it, by then I should be big enough. I should be the big bad wolf in the area, and I should be able to handle whatever the whatever my enemies throws at me, so to speak. Now, Muscovy should have gotten themselves they should be pretty damn hurt right now in terms of more or less everything. So what I'm going to do is just peacefully and quietly wait for, we'll recall that guy. Basically now wait. I will not start fabricating claims before we actually near the end of the truce, in case things take longer than anticipated. Also a bit unsure what to do with Chagatai here. They do have one Uzbek call, and also so does the Oyrit Horde, and they actually have two. So I think fighting Chagatai is definitely going to be useful, and I'll probably take this province for myself this time. Actually with Oyrit and Delhi. Interesting. But we're going to warn these guys for two purposes. First, I can get the last of Baluchistan. I can also take probably something else and feed it to Persia. And second of all, I can take the last course of Uzbek and, well, finish them more or less, which is also useful. So 16,000 men should do the trick here. Let's face it, it's more than enough. They're already destroyed. So Denmark has actually announced that Muscovy as a rival, which in theory should be good, because that means that I probably won't have to deal with them in the future. Now, since I have a crappy general, I might as well put him to work. That is two provinces, so I'll just send 4,000 times 2, 1 to each, and the rest of the troops will go down south here to try and secure. Yeah, the Uzbeks are actually doing that already, securing Pakistan. That is a Uzbek core. So again, a lot of potentially useful stuff here. Also a little bit unsure if I want to release Kazakh here and use them again. Saying whether I'll be using Uzbek, but we'll see. For the time being, the goal here is basically just to annex Uzbek, so I can actually get going with wow, 103 enemies points, good. So I can actually take Ukraine, and I'll vassalize Ukraine because there's a lot of Orthodox provinces in the area here, and I can, well, hand over to them. Of course, there's also some Protestant provinces that are not the best, but something I can deal with. And Lotsk is actually Protestants. I can use them after I'm done with Ukraine. Basically, use an false strategy here, which I'm not too proud of, but I'm happy to admit that I'm willing to use. So, third economic idea here, yearly inflation reduction, -10. That is going to be useful. That is going to be really useful. I'm actually at status quo now, thanks to, well, not all of our income coming from gold mines anymore. Now, did Baluchistan actually join in here? They did, and Persia is dealing with them. Good. So I think I'll just sit this one out. No, I won't. I'll send 10,000 man army to do the help out. So I'll fight this war, then we'll decide what to do after that. There we go. We finally managed to achieve religious unity, which gives us 10 prestige and 25 admin and diplomacy points. And I can now claim our rival Karabakh or conquer Azov. Take Armenia. I think we're just going to claim Karabakh here. That's probably fine. Hopefully the Ottomans won't mind too much. To improve relations and everything I can do there to, well, be kind and help them out. And I think we're closing to the point now where I might have to take the next diplomacy tag, just to make sure I don't waste too many points, more or less. Now we are basically at the side that we can actually force them to agree to our terms, which is to take these provinces. I'm going to hand them over to Persia. They don't bring too much overextension, but the aggressive expansion could be a little bit of an issue here, so I'll be a little bit careful. But I will be taking these two provinces. I will not be fabricating any claims, I think. I think I'll leave India more or less to itself for the time being, I think. A little bit unsure on the matter. Also, I think once we actually get to Ming and China here, we won't reform the government before we actually have gotten ourselves to Ming and release two vassals. That would be Shun and also Shou. Basically going to be using those two. Hopefully here Shou will actually break free on their own. Hopefully that could actually be a problem. But we'll see. We'll be going eastwards and using again Muscovy. We'll be just conquering the western parts and just pushing them along, if you will. It should be a reasonable scenario. Other than that, I'm a little bit unsure what we'll do. Next step here is to actually sell provinces again. So we'll actually maybe to Changtai as well. Sell provinces to Uzbek. Got tribal conquest against Balochistan. I don't think I have any more problems with Balochistan. That was not what I wanted to see. Let's check that really simply. Okay, I still have things I need to do with Balochistan. So they're not out of it just yet. I'm going to go back home our guy here. He's currently trying to be a little bit cozy with Austria. For reasons, I guess. We're going to fabricate a claim here again, just so I can use it in the future. I'm going to hand over provinces here. Persia is not anything I need to speed up. Hand over provinces quickly because, well, yeah, I forgot that little detail. Might have fixed that right away. Now Uzbek are going to get two provinces. I'm going to get one. This one I'm actually going to call myself because it's going to be useful. It's going to be useful for me. Let's just be honest. I don't think I want to take anything more that I can then hand over to Uzbek. It doesn't really help me a lot if I have Uzbek around too much longer. Well, I could actually feed them trying to do it or at all, but I don't think so. I'm going to go with this. And again, as I said, this one I will call myself. Cost me 32 admin power, which is not a lot, but it's something. I think I'm gaining 12 points a month, so it's not really something that I don't need to worry about it. Basically, I can basically pull 3 provinces a month from the so it's not a really big problem, but it's not something like that anyways. Now interest per annum -1 means that it will be cheaper to get loans and debts, but that's not something we need. All supplies will be really useful though. So we are getting closer to potentially fixing our government. But as I said, I want to. Oh, hello. Now the funny part here is, if I actually break free Shun right now, Shun breaks free on their own to some degree, I can use that to my utmost use, because then I can use Shun, take a lot of land, vassalize Ming, take Shou, and so forth, if I want to hold the lands myself. But I could also just go for protectorates if I westernize, so it's not like I'm in a ton of problems here. I will have to westernize, but I'd like to take on Genoa and Austria, but other than that, I am perfectly content here where I'm sitting. Yeah, I'll be selling this province to Uzbek, I think, and then we'll annex them. Then we'll take out Poland and go a little bit, well, further left, which is not the best, but it's fairly good provinces. I can definitely use them. I'll get a little bit too close to the Ottomans, but I think I'll be fine. Just have to wait and see how it plays out. So I'll just get on with that, and we'll see how this all goes. Now, the funny part is that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces to Ming, and with the amount of rebels they have, that could be hilariously fun. So what we're going to do here is have some more fun. I've already sold the province I need to Uzbek and Persia, so how about, yeah, go for getting ourselves into China. So basically here, we are setting up the road to China, if you will, and it shouldn't be too much of a troublesome road, I think it could of course go really, really bad this. But if I just stick to 4,000 man units, I should be fine. That's at least what I'm thinking here. We'll see if I'm severely wrong or not. So we'll be sieging, we'll be moving forward. Vassals will most likely be helping as well. I should probably get rid of the this province here. There we go, we claim the province because of military power. Take Armenia or conquer Aswell. Do I want to take Armenia? I don't have any indications that the Ottomans actually want it, because they haven't actually fabricated claims of holding wars with Karakonya for quite a while, so taking Armenia and Karabakh could potentially be, well, a little useful. But I think what we're going to do is actually do this. We're going to cancel the mission, because I don't want to gamble too much with the Ottomans. What I am going to do is go after Ukraine, go after Polotsk. I'm going to get a western border with the Ottomans, and that is risky enough in its own right. I'm going to fight a war here with the Ivorites. If anything interesting happens, I'll show you. If not, we'll just keep it to ourselves, and we'll see how it goes. The National Bank also brings us one very, well, useful event here. Establishment of a bank has given us a reputation of seriousness and reliability. It's also allowed the government a much greater flexibility in raising funds for warfare. So, the loans here, which size do you want them at? Basically, in my experience, you kind of want the loans at as much as possible. Fewer loans means less inflation. Too high loans mean a ton of interest. So, depending on what you yourself prefer, you should choose the loans by then. But if you're really going to need a loan, it's in most cases going to be due to war. Unless you are not like me, right? Keep at least 1,000 ducats in reserve. So I'm going to go with national loans at 24 times monthly income. I'm going to lose 5 inflation and gain a 3 stability point, which brings us up to +3. And also, guess what? I'm inflation free, and it gives me 3 extra ducats a month to play around with. So I think we're actually going to. No, we're not going to. I was thinking of hiring a better guy, but let's face it, that is not something that we'll do. So I was a little bit surprised because Oirat actually has a fairly big army. They have a far larger army than I anticipated, and well, it kind of surprised me and put me in an awkward position here. A really awkward position. But we will be aiming at taking the foreign provinces that are necessary to get ourselves into Ming, and hopefully taking Shun and releasing it. So annexing Uzbek is definitely going to come pretty damn high up on the list here, and also getting those Pakistan Patriots is going to be high on the list, though it seems like my vassals don't really care about it. Siege of Altai is over, good. This is going to cost me a lot of manpower because it's a step. It's not going to be a, let's face it, it's not going to be a good place to have your troops. It's going to be expensive as hell in troop count. So we are going to have to go aggressive here and just destroy their army, carpet siege everything, and that's the plan. I'll attempt to do that and I'll get back to you. I don't expect their armies to be tough. If they are, that's a bad surprise, but we'll figure that out really, really soon, I think. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can beat them right off the bat. It's not a given. Just have to see how this battle goes. That battle was hilariously bad. Okay, so they actually have some advantages here against me, and I think I lost my leader as well. Yeah. Military tech 8, same as me. 9 doesn't actually give you anything useful. Let's gamble on food. Not the best, but it's useful. Now, since Uzbek army is joining with me, we're going to actually go for this battle. I lost 10,000 men and to actually replenish them with a force. Let's go with 3 and 3 and 10, probably. Kind of what I've always done. So, we'll go with this. That should be a reasonable new force to take revenge for the ones we lost. And again, it's kind of ridiculous how easily we win, how easily we can lose here. Now, we are going to go with sieging, and basically sieging a lot. We'll probably not siege the back door, but we'll see how this works out next time, because we're out of time. So next time we'll probably get ourselves onto Ming, or to Ming, and we are going to aim at getting ourselves a vassal in the Chinese region that we can then eat up the, well, provinces with. Now, if this were world conquest, you wouldn't actually bother with the East, as long as you can block every single other colonizer, because you can just go for protectorate. Now, that is not really how I play the game. That's not really how I feel you should win. You should win by the OW3 default, which is conquer everything. That's basically how I played every other game. That's how I played my bronze game. And basically, there's also a thing that I didn't actually consider. If you take out a colonize, you get the colonizations. You don't really have to focus on Americas at all. Basically, just leave Castile and everyone here on their own, and then you go after Africa. No colonial nations, colonial areas. Colonize here, and you colonize here. And if you do that, you basically won, because Asia will sooner or later unite himself into some bigger powers and smaller powers that you can take out and just feed bigger nations, and basically things like that. So it's kind of a ridiculous recipe now for world domination. I'll probably have to follow in my Ryuka game once I actually get that underway. I'm still experimenting there. But anyways, we are going to leave it here. We're going to continue our road to China next time. I'll see you then. Bye.